Hey guys! Time for the September wrap-up and TBR for October. I gotta make this quick because I have to go to work, and this is my first early morning before work video, and it's probably the only time it'll happen, so let's just do this then. So for wrapping up of September, I have, of course, the 7 books that I read out of this series, Caliandros by Rob Thurman. I already have 3 videos about this, so if you absolutely want to know details, you can go watch those. But for a general wrap-up, fun series, but also a mess, and probably not for those of you who have really high expectations of your writing, but if all you want is just fun times and you can put up with a few author quirks, you're a-okay. After that we have Oku Volume 8, which for a while I couldn't even find on Goodreads. I'm like, where is it? I can't add it. But I found it finally. Volume 8 was really good. The beginning was all sort of, oh, teary-eyed, oh. And then at the end, the last story was hilarious. So, good stuff. I don't think if I've mentioned that one of the quirks about this series is that it was originally written in sort of an archaic style of Japanese. So the English version is also written in a more archaic style of English, which gives it a really cool sort of flavor. Finally, for an audiobook I listened to Nosferatu by Joe Hill. I obviously do not have a copy of this, so have a photo. I really liked Nosferatu. I think I had a different experience with it because it was an audiobook and I'm not used to listening to those. So I think maybe I didn't love it, but that could just be because it was in a different format. But I really did like it a lot. I thought the characters were really interesting. The Charlie Manx character is really weird and creepifying. The whole thing about taking children to Christmas Land and the fact that the children turn into weird little monsters, highly disturbing. And the whole thing with his car, and then the, like, leaving the world of the material and going into the world of the imaginary, like, pretty cool stuff. It's all very, very interesting stuff. Like, at first I couldn't really grasp onto it because I'm used to reading books that are all from one point of view, and this one like switched point of views, so I hadn't read something like that in a long time and had to get used to it. But anyone who's been reading stuff with multiple POVs for a while won't even notice that happening. So Vic McQueen, the main character, was really good. She was really interesting, really flawed, but also tough, and just everyone in the books was a good character. Yeah, there's no one I really disliked except Bing, who you're not supposed to like that guy, and if you do, that's weird. No offense if you like Bing, I'm just saying, it's weird. So yes, those were my books. I read a total of 9 if you count the audiobooks, so wow, good job me! Let's go look at what I'm going to read in October, because this time I do have a TBR because I'm prepping for the November sci-fi month, and I've got the list of things that people have requested, and then a couple more I might do if I have time. So here's what we have. First, I'm currently reading The Left Hand of Darkness. So this one might get reviewed before November just because I'm reading it with Estelle, and yeah, we'll probably both have a little review up by the time we're done. So right now I'm on chapter 4. I'm going to read 2 more chapters tonight and see how that goes. It's interesting so far, like very interesting cultural stuff. So looking forward to the rest. Next I'm reading All You Need Is Kill by Hiroshi Sakurazaka. I've only just read a couple of pages because I was just lying on the couch and I grabbed it. But the opening sequence where this soldier is in the middle of a battle and she's under fire, and I literally got chills the way that it's written. It's just very direct, which to me is really unusual for translated fiction, so I'm thinking I'm gonna like it. Next, the most commonly requested books for my sci-fi November reads were Alistair Reynolds' The Prefect, William Gibson and Bruce Sterling's The Difference Engine, Isaac Asimov's Foundation, and I had a couple of requests for Alistair Reynolds' Terminal World, so we might get to Alistair Reynolds books. If I have time, I'm also going to read Cat's Cradle, Snow Crash, and Cyber Bad Days. Maybe. maybe. Science fiction, as I'm being reminded as I read The Left Hand of Darkness, it's pretty intense. You really got to get into that. It's like reading hardcore high fantasy as well. Like, you have to really get into all the new things that you have no clue what's going on, like the cultures and the names and the concepts. So, yes. Also, it has been requested that I reread Ender's Game for pre-movie release, so I might be doing that. Look, it's the really old cover from before they thought it was a YA series. I'm kidding. Also, might be reading Saga, possibly. I'm waiting on Volume 1 from the library. They had Volume 2, but Volume 1 was checked out, so I got this one, and the art looks amazing, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And that is all, and I have to go, so you'll be seeing me again later, but for now, bye-bye.